Reverend Tuesday was speaking, she made me think about part of the reason that we've made love your neighbor such an important part of the foundation of what we talk about is the positive nature, but the challenge of it. Julia will know this, and many of you might know as well. How did John and Yoko get together? Yoko was at an art show. She was putting on an art show in London, I think. And one of the exhibits was a ladder. And you climb to the top of the ladder, and there's a magnifying glass hanging down from the ceiling. And you look at the magnifying glass, and it would magnify the little word that was up at the top. And the word was yes. And he thought that was so wonderful that it inspired him to go talk to her, and that inspired their preliminary conversation, and obviously that led to history. Love your neighbor is a yes. It is not love your neighbor but. Anytime you say love your neighbor but, that's when you're getting in trouble. When you're saying no, when you climb that ladder and the word at the top is no, like I love my neighbors, but not that, not this. The message of love your neighbor is a message of yes. It's love your neighbor and. Look at the signs that some of you have here today. Some specifically say love your neighbor. Respect everyone. That's part of love your neighbor. Respect some people is, love your neighbor, but I'm not going to respect everybody. Be kind and fair to all people. That's love your neighbor. Yes. Affordable housing is justice. That is a component of love your neighbor. So we don't have to be, it doesn't have to come from a place of, I read this in the Bible and I believe every word of the Bible. Or I think you know that when we started talking about this, I said, I think it was a group of lawyers, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a group of lawyers that were asking Jesus, yes, what was the, all right, fine. There's lots of rules, tell us what's the most important rule. It doesn't have to be a religious message. It is a moral message of how do we treat others, and do we treat them with a yes or a no, a yes or an and or a but. So I love it every time we have a faith leader speak here. I think it deepens our message. It deepens our understanding of the importance of what we're doing. And again, the part of that matters is that what we've been doing here for 5.5 years is talking about how to treat other people. It started with how do we treat people of different races. It matured to how do we treat people of different genders and different sexual orientations, different nationalities, different languages, different heritages. The common humanity that we have is something that we celebrate here, and it's not always easy. We're all human, and we all have our faults, and we all have our mistakes, and it's not always easy to do what we're trying to do here. But I thank you all for continuing to try to do it, and that's part of the thing that makes this group wonderful. 13 people here on a cold and rainy day is testament to what love your neighbor really can mean and what it really can do.